Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Friday update. Let's just get it right off the bat. Rates have been a little bit higher this week compared to the previous week. Your 30-year conforming is at a 6.6, your jumbo is at a 6.2, and your 15 years at a 6.05. Still good. We're not pushing 7 at least, so that's already a benefit. So in this week's Friday update, I kind of wanted to go over the current deal that we have under contract pending, closing next week. And then next week, we're going to talk about the sale of the home that's closing today. So the reason why I want to bring it up is because last week's video had a touch on how to properly structure your offer in this competitive market. And with the proper offer structure or the proper negotiations, you can still get very good deals. For instance, like this client here received a very, very solid deal. This home originally was listed for $899 on the market. It had a lot of interest. Open houses were very busy. A lot of showings. When I got there, we saw roughly 30 to 40 agent cards on the table. The only thing that was deflecting people, I guess, submitting an offer or really negotiating, or what we had on the back burner, was a strong gas smell. So it indicated there was a gas leak. As I said in the previous video, this was option number 3 on my client's list. So they were not too keen on submitting because of the gas smell. After thinking about it, how to properly approach this and negotiate it, here's the idea, or here's, I guess, the plan that I kind of came up with to get a very good deal and get everything we want kind of, I guess you can say, in our favor, in a sense. So at first, we submitted our offer. This home, I think at the point we submitted, was roughly 6 to 8 days on market. It was just fresh. Hit one open house. I don't think it made it, or the second open house weekend, we were already in negotiations with them. We submitted at 845. We came in low. We came in 55K under asking, or 840. Can't remember exactly. I think, yeah, it was 845 originally. We had no inspection. We had a bare minimum 1% of earnest money to it. We were just kind of testing the waters at first. That was the idea, to submit an offer, get a response, and begin negotiating from there on out. They countered us that same evening, roughly 2.5 hours later at 860. Agreed to everything we had. And we looked at it and we said, okay, well now, at first we waived the inspection. So we had 845, no inspection, knowing that the gas smell was there. We just needed a response back. That was my main goal. Get a response back, then we can actually push the inspection in there. We looked at it. We saw that we do need an inspection, obviously, the gas smell. So we pushed back at 850. So pushing 850, adding an inspection in there, making sure that my clients are covered. Now at this point, it was roughly a couple phone calls back and forth between the agent and myself, just talking what the nuances would be, how we can benefit them, about the closings, etc. My clients were very well pre-approved, very well prepared. We did a few meetings throughout the process of listing the property, as well as after we were pending on their listing, to see how we can structure so that when we get to the point of negotiating, we can hit the ball running, hit the ball, hit the ground, hit it running, and get the move on it. So we're not sitting around and dragging our feet for 4 weeks trying to make the closing happen. We knew we needed roughly 25 days, which is what we had in there, but we threw in extra to make it, just in case, for some nuances. So we put 30-day closing. 850, 30-day closing. We wanted an inspection there. That was our best and final at that point. We weren't planning to go any more higher. We talked with the agent. We gave him confidence. Hey, we're definitely going to close. We have no issue. One of the sellers was out of town in a different country at that point. So we waited, and then our offer expired, if I'm not mistaken, was 9 p.m. that evening. And we got a signed off. We sent the counter offer, and we had it signed, come back at exactly 8:52 or something along those lines. But they gave us the go roughly around 8 p.m. that they're going to be taking our offer. Now, why did we first submit without an inspection? As I said previously, I wanted a response back from them so that the offer was in their favor, in a sense, in the beginning because of the gas smell. And then the moment we got a response back from them, we knew we can actually now pitch the inspection in there, because now they want to negotiate. They want to make a deal happen with us. So we pitched the inspection back in there, went under contract. Everything was smooth. Earnest money got wired the next day. No problem. Had an inspector come out there, inspect, not be able to locate where the gas smell is coming from. We had PSC come out there. They actually replaced and put a brand new gas meter in there for us. And in our inspection, we wanted the gas line to be permitted, replaced, inspected, and air pressure tested. We wanted a new roof because they had a tarp roof, and we wanted a new one to be done on the back the back suite, the primary bedroom suite, as you saw in my story last night. It is on the back end of the house, which is great because it's secluded from the other 2 bedrooms, and it gives you a lot more privacy with 2 separate entrances into the actual suite from the outside, which is very great. They added a new roof for us as well. We also wanted electrical grounding done to make sure that's taken care of as well. And we wanted some brackets installed for extra safety and protection on the support beams. So when PSC came out there, I think we were day 2 under contract. We had the inspection. PSC came out there. They said, hey, once everything is done, we'll turn the gas back on. We submitted that over to the seller. The seller responded, okay, great, we'll take it care of. No other expense out of us conceding or moving up a higher price point or other negotiations. They agreed to that. We proceed forward. So what did they benefit with? Well, they benefited $50K under asking in a very prominent location in Seattle. They've benefited with the fact that it is DADU zoning, so a detached additional dwelling unit is permittable in the backyard. They have an extensive front yard, a detached garage, which they're converting the roof of the garage to be a nice outdoor patio, which will be a much better curb appeal and more for them to use and utilize that space. The back space out is a pretty decent backyard chunk with a private access to it as well. So he is in plans of probably building a DADU in the near couple of years here, which again, for that price, with the zoning is already in there, they're pretty much golden. The gas smell, we did a final walkthrough yesterday. It's fully gone, fully done. We got a brand new roof in the back. We have the electrical taken care of as well, and the additional structure support was taken care of for us as well. So what do they feel about this? Well, we were walking the property today, and they were very, very fond of it. They're very happy that they proceeded with this instead of submitting something over asking for something that they would still have to put money into. Here, this home was a full gut, so a brand new actual composition roof was installed on this home. New sheetrock, very well done. Trim, the whole entire kitchen has been redone. Some of you saw my story last night, or some of you didn't. But they have marble countertops, which is sealed, so that's great. They'll have to just reseal it probably once to twice a year to make sure the staining doesn't penetrate to the stone actually. All new appliances, gas fireplace, gas stove top, which is amazing. Walk-in shower, heated floors, all renovations done. A very good landscaping job was done as well. And the home is off street, so there's a good frontal space for it, for a front yard. So they're not directly on the front yard, or their home isn't directly at the street line. So they were really happy with it. Home is freshly remodeled. No one's lived in there before. They don't have to do any additional work to it other than the fact that they do want to build a DADU in the back. With the zoning permittable, they're pretty much smooth sailing from here on out. Why do I bring this up? Why did I throw some numbers around? Why did I include this into a Friday update? For the sole purpose to let you know that someone who is not worried about negotiating in terms of these deals will get you deals like this. This is a killer of a deal because the gas smell probably diverted a lot of other people, and a lot of agents didn't really comprehend or put together a plan to get that utilized and get that fixed for them and for their client, so their client can benefit with a fresh home and all of these add-ons as well. We looked at it as not as an inconvenience or as, oh, well, this is a turn-off point. We looked at it as a negotiating stepping block to actually maintain and get the upper ground in this. The seller's still making a good profit. They're doing good on their end. But on my buyer's end, since they are my client, my biggest goal is to represent them to the fullest of my ability and capability, which I did, which is great. So in a market where everything's going 50 to 60K over asking in the South King, Pierce County, and 100 to 200,000 over asking in the North King, Snohomish County as well, this is just living proof that a very well done flip, very well negotiated flip, very well negotiated contract in a sense, can result in a very good deal for your clients. So if you are on the fence about, well, I don't want to give over asking, and you want to see how to properly structure it, reach out to me. I don't mind having a couple-minute conversation, discussing with you potential, etc. from that, so that way you can actually see what can happen in these kind of scenarios. The most important thing is that this home wasn't on the market for 30 plus days. This was a fresh listing. It got listed, I think, on a Thursday. They did the open house, then a full week, and then that weekend. So I think it was 10 days on market, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they got to do the second open house before we submitted our offer. So yeah, so roughly 10 days on market. which still homes that are sitting for 20 days on market are getting over asking. We were, as I said previously, in a situation, Algona, on a home that's 130 days on market, battling over asking to get our offer in the door, which was insane. But here, in a very good location, very good neighborhood in Seattle, with amazing zoning as well, they're getting a killer of a deal that's going to bring them a good profit once the dad is built and sold. Once this property appreciates at value, it's going to be a very good investment for them. And they're really happy with it, and I'm happy that I was able to deliver what I promised I was going to deliver for them. So I could do the same for you. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to sell you on your first phone call to me. But if you do have a question, give me a call. I'm happy to discuss it and talk about it and see what I can work out to make this kind of scenario possible for you as well. Now, what has happened this week? We did go under contract, again, under asking on a property that's pretty hot in a pretty good location, Edgewood. Edgewood is always a hot location to have a good house in. The home needs maybe some new carpet, and, well, the sellers want to take the fridge, so, and a new fridge. But other than that, everything else with the home is great. It's offside of a main street. You have your privacy. You have a good little decent backyard space. We got it for $25K under asking. My client is happy with it. So, again, the deals are out there. I'm going to keep saying that. You just need to know how to properly structure an offer that brings that deal to you, and you don't end up overshooting on the purchase price and giving over asking and then sitting there like, well, did we spend too much? Did we not? The client in Edgewood, very fond of the home. He's been monitoring it, looking at it for quite some time. When I say quite some time, I mean 2 weeks. And he pulled the trigger. We negotiated a very solid deal. Again, with an inspection, under asking, a home that's been on the market for a few weeks. Very good location. We got the same 35-day closing, 30-day closing, just for the security purpose, but we will most likely close on that much sooner. Actually, no, we won't, because the seller is going to be getting married, so we had to push a week forward. That is why we're at 35 days. That's correct. Now, not food, but I guess say coffee shop location, etc. It's in Bellevue. Can't remember if it's Third Street Coffee or Third Culture Coffee. I think it's Third Culture Coffee. Whatever, you'll see it tagged in the description below, but I think it's one of the two. They had some very good pastries and some very good coffee. But yeah, so far, I mean, next week we will discuss on the sale portion how I got the house ready and how we sold over asking with under 5 days on the market. Most expensive sale in the Shoreline condo community within a 5-mile radius, with all the demands and all the wants that my sellers wanted. I negotiated for them, and we received that to their benefit, which is why they were able to purchase this home. So tune in next week, and hopefully we get a little bit easier on the rates. But other than that, deals are out there. If you're a seller, you want to know how to list your property and get over asking, get a good deal, get all your demands met, give me a call, roughly a 5-10 minute conversation. I'm more than happy to discuss it with you. I'm an open book. I'm not going to hide that from you. And if you're looking for something that you can get a good deal on, I'm working with a few buyers, and yeah, I explain the process to them. They're confident in it. We know the strategy we got to take. I explain how the negotiations will work. I explain what I'm going to do for them. They're happy with that result. But until next week, you guys stay safe, and hopefully we get some better weather out here. Take care.